What's up, YouTube? So, I encounter men online all the time. I'm a part of hundreds of Facebook groups that involve talking about manhood and masculinity and leadership and dating and relationships. I'm a part of hundreds of Facebook groups, and I talk to hundreds of men. And a common theme I keep running into is, again, they're complaining about women, right? But specifically about women who, basically, I put these women into the category of man haters. And I'll encounter these women in my posts too, in my comment section, that I basically just I lump them all into the category of man haters. They hate men. They don't like men. They don't respect manhood. You know what I'm saying? So when they see somebody like me talking about masculinity being so great and so amazing, they scoff at that shit. They, what are you talking about? Manhood sucks, right? A couple of things about that. Number one, right? That woman's not on my level. And as an elevated man operating at the highest levels of manhood, you should definitely not take that personal. Don't, you know what I'm saying? There's really nothing you could do to teach that woman, right? She's already disrespectful. She has a negative viewpoint towards manhood in general. So that means she's really going to have a negative view of you, right? How she perceives you is already negative from the get-go just by virtue of you being a man. So personally, I walk away from those women. There's nothing I'm going to teach her, right? She's not on my level. Why would I deal with her when there's women out there that love manhood, right? There's plenty of women out there that love, respect, and adore manhood. Those are the women I'm looking for. But that's not even the main point I wanted to make, right? The main point I wanted to make is you should never take that personally for a few reasons. One, like when I encounter a woman like that, who's talking crazy like that about manhood and about men, I feel bad for that chick. Right? I don't take it personally because I know she's not talking about me. She can't be talking about me. She don't even know me, right? What she's talking about are the men that she does know. And I agree with this woman in a lot of cases. Some of the things they say, if you actually talk to them, personally, I agree with them because dudes are bozos out here, bro. Right? The guys over at the Real Game No Theory podcast, they call it being like the difference between males and men. Most dudes out there are not men. Right? Most dudes out there are fucking bozos. So this woman, in dealing with the vast majority of dudes who don't know how to be men, they left a bad taste in her mouth. Right? So it's no wonder they hate men. Right? I don't like these dudes either. I don't hate them, but I certainly understand where she's coming from. The only thing is she just hasn't been in the position to experience a real man in her life. Right? Her only reference point is these guys. So that's where she's coming from. She's coming from that reference point. The analogy I use is like in my jujitsu gym, right? You know, I train jujitsu. In my jujitsu gym, there's 3 classes, more or less. You got the black belt class, the white belt class, and the everything in between class, right? The white belt class are the beginners. Those are the guys that they don't know shit. They need to be taught from the ground up. They're fresh. They just got there. They know nothing. Right? The black belts are the experts. And then there's everybody in between. That class is, the skill range is from basically people who are just out of the beginner stage, right? All the way up to they're about to become experts, but not quite there yet. And just everybody in between, right? These women that hate men, right? What I call, like, you know, the man haters. These women are coming from a white belt mentality, right? They're used to dealing with white belt guys. And these guys in the white belt category, like I said, this is the vast majority of dudes fit into that category. They range from just basically not knowing how to be men. They don't know how to lead. They're kind of soft. They're weak, right? All the way up to being just downright abusive, right? You got a lot of abusive guys there. You got dudes out there that lie to get pussy. You got dudes out there that are tender in the zipper, right? These guys don't know how to lead. They're abusive. They're disrespectful to women. They lie, they cheat, they drag these women through the mud, right? And this is the reason why a lot of these women are walking around out here with all kinds of baggage because they're so used to dealing with these white belts. So understand, when you get a woman coming at you disrespecting manhood, it's because she's used to dealing with those guys. As a man who's operating at the highest levels of manhood, you're not going to take that personally because you know that that's not about you, right? You should have sympathy for that. As a leader, you should absolutely have sympathy for her frustration in dealing with these fucking bozos out here. And trust me, I talk to these guys. These guys are bozos. Some of the shit they're doing. They're giving us a bad name, right? This is why I do what I do, because I'm fighting for that man title, right? I'm trying to give us all a good name. So understand, when you're dealing with a woman like that, she's coming from that white belt mentality, dealing with the white belts. So it makes no sense, a guy coming from my standpoint, to even try to teach that woman about manhood, try to show her something different, because she won't even understand anything I'm talking about, because I'm talking from the black belt mentality, right? I'm in the black belt class. So anything I say to this chick coming from the white belt mentality it's just going to go right over her head. She's not even going to understand it. Another aspect of that is a lot of these women, they're so fucked up. They're attracting a white belt type of dude into their life, right? They only know how to deal with a white belt type of dude. So these same dudes who left them with the bad taste in their mouth, those are the men they keep gravitating towards. That's another aspect of all of this. They're not on the level of dealing with a black belt yet. That's why it makes no sense for you to sit there and get upset with that chick, try to teach this chick anything, or even try to date this chick. Because if you're a man operating at the highest levels of manhood, right, you're a dude who got game, you can't deal with a chick like that, because that chick's going to drag you down. So when you encounter a chick that hates men, that she has a negative viewpoint on manhood, just leave her alone, dog. Just, you know what I'm saying? Don't argue. Don't go back and forth. You shouldn't be arguing with anybody anyway. Just leave her ass the fuck alone. Have some sympathy. Don't take it personally. It ain't about you, right? Again, you should you should show sympathy, because understand that chick has been through a whole bunch of dudes that were fucked up, that gave her that baggage to begin with. The only thing you could do with a chick like that is, for the brief amount of time that she's in your life, show her what a man looks like by being respectful, carrying yourself like a man. Don't argue with her. Don't go back and forth with her. Don't call her no fucking names. Respectfully disagree and keep it moving. That's game.